there, Stampers. This is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations, here with another Facebook Live. Today we're going to be creating this beautiful skate card using the detailed skate dies. We're also going to use our foil-edged note cards with coordinating envelopes. This comes in a bundle, this die set. It comes with Free Skate is the name of the stamp set. That's this one here. Beautiful stamp set, but we're not using this. We're going to use, well, maybe for the inside. We're going to just use the die for the outside because I really want to focus on how I did the background. That is something I've seen other people do and kind of wondered how I could do it using Stampin' Up! Products, because most people I see do it use a different product. And I think I have it figured out. The only thing extra I had to get was something slippery. And so you could use wax paper, you could use one of those silicone mats, something slippery. So, welcome to my Facebook Live. Like I said, we're going to be working on a card today using this detailed skate die, and we're going to sponge this background. I did this, like I said, using the die set, detailed skate, which is part of the bundle of Free Skate. It's a beautiful winter set that's in our holiday catalog. For this, I needed to have a slick background, so I've pulled out it's like a silicone mat kind of thing. I suppose you could use wax paper, but something that's going to be smooth. And then I'm also going to bring in quite a few sponges. Now they're stained. They look like they've been used with red ink, but they've been washed. They just kind of stain. But I'm going to do this using a couple different colors. I'm going to start out using Seaside Spray. I'm going to use some Blueberry Bushel and just a touch of Night of Navy. And they always come out just a little bit different. This time I'm using I don't know if you can tell, but it's the Shimmer White. It's just got a little bit of shimmer to it, which I thought would pair well with the skate that we're doing because I used our shimmer paper with that. If you don't have our shimmer paper yet, you want some. It is so awesome. I can't get over how awesome it is. It doesn't shed any of the glitter whatsoever. I mean, I've been working with this all afternoon and there's not a single piece of glitter on my desk. And yet they're still glittery. So this is way better than anything we've ever had in the past. I mean, we've always shed less than other people, but this one's just fantastic. So like I said, we're going to start out with some of our stamping sponges. And these actually come as a set of 3. And they're totally round. And so what I did is I just cut them into wedges, just using some scissors, so that I could have multiple wedges that I could use with multiple different colors. So I'm going to get it good and inked up. And then I'm going to start off of the paper and swirl in. So I don't know if you can see that, but I start over here and I swirl. One of the things I figured out was if I went direct to the paper, then you could tell where I started usually. And I didn't like that. So when I start off the edge and swirl in, then I didn't have that much issue. So like I said, I'm just going all over with Seaside Spray. Okay, so you can see I've got some swirls in there, but that's going to lighten up a little bit as we add more colors, and then we're going to put the skate over the top, and so that'll hide some as well. Ooh, yep. This one we really want to stay off the edge before we come on. So I don't know if you can see this, but there's ink on my, I don't know what you'd call this, silicone mat. Because I wanted to be sure that it's not going to give me the mark where you can see where I first laid down. So far we have used Seaside Spray, and this is Blueberry Bushel. And like I said, I'm using just a little bit of Night of Navy. I don't want to use too much. And I'm only going to use the Night of Navy around the edges. I just want it to give a little bit of an accent, but not take over on my card. Now this could be done with lots of different colors. You know, I can see making a beautiful sunset out of it, or, you know, water reflecting on mountains. I mean, there's lots of things we can do with blending colors this way. And you can always come back in, you know, like I see a little bit too much line for my liking, so I'm going to come back in with some more of the Blueberry Bushel. Just add some to the middle. And now, so I've only really done this one layer. And then I'm going to use our foil edged cards. They come as a set. You get a whole pack of the foil edge cards and the foil edge envelopes, and they match together. And then see, I can lay this on here and it'll give me the effect that I have it on, you know, I've layered it on foil, but it's just one easy step. This makes for really quick and easy Christmas cards. And then I came in with the dies. Like I said, these are the detailed skate dies, and I came in with the full skate, which I did in Whisper White. And then I came in with this part and I did it in the Sparkle Glimmer. So that has the all the detail to it. And then I cut the little edge that's just going to be the blade on the bottom, because I want that to be silver because they're ice skates, right? So that's going to lay right over the top of this. But there's, if you notice, there's holes in here. And one of the things you can do is you can thread something through there. For this one, I just had die cut the bow and I just put that over the top, but I still think it's missing something by not having the laces in there. So I'm gonna look over here and see what I have in my drawer. Here I have some baker's twine. That could be something, or I could use some of this thread. Let's see what the baker's twine does. And then I'm just going to come over and then come in from the back again. And I'm going to keep doing this all the way down the skate. And so this will give me the effect of having laces on the skate. The end seems to be fraying on me a little. I think what I should have done was maybe burn the end a little bit so it would melt the fibers together. Sometimes I've even stuck a little bit of glue on there, or a little bit of wax, just to hold the fibers together at the end. So I've threaded it all the way through, and now I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over to the back, and I'm going to use a little bit of a glue dot to adhere the baker's twine on the back side. So I'll put one here and one there. I have this little piece of ribbon tied around here so that the glue dots don't come unwielding and roll all over the place and unroll completely. I find that that little piece of ribbon helps hold it all together, and it's less likely to unwind on me before I'm ready. These scissors are giving me a little bit of issues with the ribbon, and that's because these are my paper snips. And did you know that you should have different scissors that you have for your ribbon versus your paper? Because they dull the blade differently. And so I actually have another pair that I should have been using for the ribbon. But for the sake of speed, I decided to stick with these, which didn't actually speed me up that much, now did it? Okay, so here I've got the Whisper White skate, which was the solid one, and then I'm going to put this one over the top. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue for this one. And you could use whatever adhesive you wanted to use, but because I need to wiggle this a little bit, I'm using liquid. So the top skate's going to fit exactly, and then the blade is actually going to have a little extra there. And then I can either put this blade right over the top, or I could have cut that one off you know, cut off the white one and then adhered this silver one. But this is again cut out with the silver foil. And then we're going to adhere this to the front of our card. You know, and I've still got a lot of blue there. I'm gonna try to make sure it doesn't get on everything else. But I just put some snail adhesive on here. I'm gonna center that. And then I think this one I just did flat with snail. I think this one I'm going to use dimensionals. You know, we could also come in, let's see, this has got a snowflake stamp that's really pretty. So I think maybe what I want to do with this is put some snowflakes in the background. And we have this really pretty shimmer white embossing powder. And we would apply that using Versamark ink. And when they're big stamps or big blocks, I tend to take my ink pad to the stamp rather than the stamp to the ink pad. I can just see better that I'm getting good coverage. I suppose we could have done this before I attached it to the card base, but it was kind of an afterthought. Probably should have used the embossing buddy too. Do you guys have an embossing buddy? Have you used that? It's an anti-static tool that will actually take off static so that you won't get the embossing powder to stick where you don't want it. And the embossing powder lasts a really long time because you can see I just poured it over a piece of paper and then I poured the excess back into the container. Okay, so there I've melted the embossing powder and now we have some really pretty snowflakes, which again carry over our sparkle theme. And then I'm going to place the skate in the middle. I'm giving it some mini dimensionals so that I can add a few to the blade and balance it out. I like that they're small enough I can get them behind little pieces. So there we go, there's our ice skate. And then for the inside, like I said, maybe we'll come back to that stamp set that we weren't using yet and see if there's something in here. There's You Make My Heart Spin, Capture the Memories of the Season, It's the Wonderful Time of Year, or Warmest Winter Wishes. I think I'll go with the warmest since we were talking that we had snow over the weekend. And then I'm going to put some snowflakes in the corner, but I want them to be just ink rather than the embossed. And so I'm cleaning this off with a chamois. This is one of the things we sell in the catalog, and it's really great for cleaning stamps easily. And it actually, this is 1/4 of one. I took it and cut it up to make 4 out of 1 chamois. Works great when we're using the Stamparatus because I can bring it direct to the plate and it's not too big, you know, it doesn't get where I don't want it. Okay, now if I wanted some up here, what I would do is I would fold this over so that I could let it hang over the top and not get it on the inside of the card where I don't really want it. And there we go. There's our detailed skate card. This one has the laces that I use the baker's twine for. Oop. And this one has the bow. So I hope you liked today's project and that you give it a try. Just to recap, all I did was I took some of our shimmer white paper to make my background and sponged colors on it. And you can't tell, but I did use some Night of Navy, Blueberry Bushel, and then some Seaside Spray, and that gave us our great color combination. And then the snowflakes were done with Versamark ink and the Shimmer White embossing powder. So again, thank you for joining me, and I will see you back here next Monday for another Facebook Live. Thanks for watching. Bye.